The adventures of Koholint Island begin. Join me as I play Link's Awakening, my second Zelda game ever. Thanks for watching, and enjoy. Welcome back to more Link's Awakening on the Nintendo 64. My name is Connects Kenny, the #1 Link's Awakening player to ever exist in the world ever. And now that we had given Mr. Pineapple Vitriol, whatever it was, the thing, now we can get the hibiscus and we go back to the animal thing eventually. But that's a reoccurring thing. You don't have to do that right now. We'll do that eventually. I always thought there's a secret behind the waterfall. There is not a secret behind the waterfall. That's what video games have taught me, okay? There's always something interesting behind there, and it's not. So, there you go. There's the entrance to our next dungeon, which is the, what's it called? The Angler or something? Angler's Tunnel, which is, it's kind of confusing here. Here's another instance of not knowing how things work, is with these guys right here. So what you're supposed to do is let them collide with you while you have your sword up. And then they go on their bellies, and then you swipe them and they're gone. So that's the deal there. The issue with this dungeon, well, so what happens, what I'm doing with these dungeons here is instead of just, you know, looking up a guide for all of them, every time I see a dungeon, I do the dungeon as much as I can. Then, if I need help, I nudge myself along that way. So it's a little push, which it just helps expedite the process for me and you. And I actually got into a bit of a discussion with this with my previous LEGO coworker, the cohorts, those people, and they were like, it makes me sound like it's awful. Those people. No, obviously they're my friends in real life, you know. Talking with them about how, like, is it okay to use a guide? And I was talking with them about, oh, I guess that works. Like, okay, is it my fault for being dumb when using a guide, or is it okay? Like, is this a... I guess I can't do that right now, and oh, I can break them, because there's cracks in them. Yeah, there you go. But like most of the game, there hasn't been cracks, so it's like, really? Like, now they're introducing that, but whatever. So, I was talking with them about, you know, like, I'm using a guide, is that okay? And there's some die-hard Legend of Zelda fans, I guess, that I talked to. Both, you know, of, like, the LEGO homies, my actual, like, you know, my friends that are not through LEGO and online and all that. They are very die-hard Zelda fans. I'm one of the only ones who is not, like, a Zelda aficionado. So it's been very split on the logistics of, is it okay to use a guide, is it not, is it whatever. So I say it is, and it's because I haven't played a Zelda game before. And basically, everyone is like, that I've talked to about it, is like, oh, you're using a guide? Really? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Use it. We don't have to do that. But then, when I say I've never played a Zelda game before, they're like, oh, yeah, you should have one. I thought magic would work here. Magic does not work here. The powers of magic will not come in handy, unfortunately. But that's okay. So now here is when I look at the map for a little bit here. So now you can get a grasp on where I am and where I need to go and whatnot. Luckily, it does show the treasure chest, so it's not unfair. Even if the treasure chest is not available or you can't actually see it in the room, it's still showing it on the map there, so that's really good. That I really like. So it's little things like that that they do, you know, adjust for and, you know, make it cool like that. So you will see some editing here and there of me just trying to figure things out here. So yeah, I actually do something smart, which I guess is a Breath of the Wild mentality of, like, going unconventional with the game mechanics here. So the idea is you lead a horse to water, and you try to make him drink, is basically the idea that I had over here. So if by some means I could, and I totally landed on that block, but whatever. And you need to back up at least one space before you can do that, but yeah, I totally landed on that the first time, but whatever. So yeah, I tried to lead him there, and that actually does work eventually. It doesn't work right now, But, and I thought for some reason there's a thing there, because there's nothing else on that little segment right there, so why wouldn't there be a secret thing, you know? So sometimes the game makes sense in that way. Sometimes it doesn't. I don't know. So yeah, basically I lead them to water, and that destroys them. So the way that they move is kind of interesting. They need to collide with a block. Basically, it acts the same way as you sliding in Pokemon, or at least, you know, if the playthrough's edited, I don't think it is, but in Soul Silver, you know, when you're sliding on ice, if you go one direction, you go all that way until you get hit by a wall or by a rock, then you go. It's the same kind of mechanic that way. So here, I can't lead them into the other room over there, so I'm kind of at a loss for what to do. What you're supposed to do is, yes, have them collide with you intentionally into your sword, flip them over, and you're good. So, yeah, that's what you do there. And luckily, whenever you have a room that has keys in it and whatnot, you're not forced to go into a specific room. So if I used the key on that other room back there, it still would have applied. It still would have been fine. Obviously here, don't have a key that's usable right now, but that obviously changes. At least I think so, because I have beaten the dungeon. So, go figure. But, yeah. So, that was the whole big debate there. I have no shame, and I'm going to keep saying it till the end of the playthrough probably. No shame in using a guide and figuring out where to go, because if I were, you know, 5 years old trying to figure out this game for the first time, especially not knowing a lot of, like, video game logic and not knowing Legend of Zelda logic, I would be very aggravated with the whole thing. So, and you'll even see me die right here, I think. I think I die. I must, right? Because between that fireball thing, me trying to actually defeat these things, yeah, no, I'm totally gonna croak right here. Yep, there it is. Oh, death. Big oof. But that's okay. So, yeah, you flip them over that way. I'll show you right here. Bada bang. And look how easy that is. You see all these other crazy moves I was trying to do, and none of it was working? Yeah, so. Anyways, I was gonna say, as according to last episode, that I was gonna talk about Wreck-It Ralph 2, because hey, why not? I ended up watching that the other night. And I normally never ever really watch movies, ever. Oh, because I'm so busy making videos and doing other stuff too. So I ended up watching it the other night because I just wanted to relax and just not do anything. And it actually pertained to a conversation Ricky and I were having immediately before the movie started, because as you and I don't want to go down the rabbit hole of giving life lessons during a Zelda playthrough, but I guess I will. You know, not to go that way, but you will learn, ladies and gentlemen, and your parents probably know this better, or you know, whoever's watching, you know, whatever age you are. Doesn't matter. I always think it's either little kids or parents watching. No in between. But whoever you are, you know, you're watching. So, that solved that problem. I was talking to Ricky about how it seems like all of us are so busy doing all sorts of stuff. And I hate that. I hate that. Not that I hate having so much time invested into videos and doing this. But, you know, I want to be able to hang out with my friends and do other things, and you know, having this going so well and being so invested in that, it makes me want to do this more, obviously, because it's cool and it's awesome, and so many of you amazing people who reach out to me by any means of the internet love watching me do this, and I love doing it, and I love even a Zelda game that, like, you know, I've never played before. Would I have played this if I were, you know, just playing games? Probably not. But I wanted to try that experience and, you know, record videos on it, because a lot of you probably would request it of me. I want to try something new. So the fact that that is going so well, it makes me want to play more and do more and you know, make new merchandise and all sorts of other stuff that everyone else is so invested in. This is really turning into a life lesson, whatever. They're invested in, like, you know, their other friends and relationships and work and family and blah, 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 blah. And it's just so much stuff. Oh, in here, this is a puzzle that you cannot solve right now. you need a specific item to make that happen. But yeah, so we're just going to ignore that room for now and go over here, get this key, and move on. So everyone is so busy, and I love hanging out with my friends one-on-one. I prefer to not hang out in groups if I can. Well, not ever. Like, obviously, I want to hang out with friends whenever I can. But, like, if I don't want to have the only opportunity I have to see friends be in a group of 6 because I don't have time to see friends in a smaller group than that, if that makes any sense at all. I would rather hang out with 2 or 3 people at a time, you know, get to talk to them a bit more in depth than, you know, have it be 15 of us at a party or like a Christmas party, or like we all go out bowling and it's loud music and whatever, or like food or, you know, dinner at a bar or whatever. I don't want to do that. I would rather have it be the other way. So, you know, everyone's so busy, and I don't want that to happen. I want to hang out with friends more often, and like I've convinced myself that this period of friends not being able to hang out and do stuff is just it's a small phase, because, you know, Charles is in school, Ricky's doing this thing with work, you know, Matt is doing a show, what, blah blah blah. Like, and here you go, here's flippers. You can actually dive beneath the water now, and you can swim in deep water. So that's the only thing that pertains to Zelda this episode here. But yeah, so I'm like, all right, this is just kind of not a phase, but like this is just temporary. But like, it seems like as, you know, I'm getting less busy with something, well, then everyone else is busy, and then I try to always do as much as I can, because that's how I want it. Like, I want to be able to do more. And I'm almost a one-man operation. No one helps me edit videos right now. No one helps me record or anything like that. It's just me. So there's that. And I had the whole conversation with Ricky pertaining to that. Like, hey, I don't like this, and not that I feel lonely or left out, but just like, you know, like that whole concept. And then we watched Wreck-It Ralph 2. So I'll show you the solution to the puzzle right here. Do I actually not edit till I get it? Okay, hold on, wait a minute. And there we go. Turns out I recorded this, and it didn't end up saving the recording. So you know what? That's just splendid. That's splendid. There you go. So that's the order that you record the things and the pads and the whatnot and the yeah. So everyone basically is getting very busy with life, and Wreck-It Ralph 2 was a very poignant. Is that the definite? Was that? Let me look up what poignant means. It's spelled very weirdly. It's like P-O-I-N-G, nat, poignant, evoking a sense of sadness of regret. Yeah, so it was poignant. It was very poignant to have that discussion, and then have it be in, you know, Wreck-It Ralph 2 was a very good summary of that. So, like, the movie really represented the internet in such a fantastic way. From how emails are sent to the way that people interact with social media was very, very cool. And I watched it. I didn't think it would actually be that good. Yeah, or I didn't think it would be as good as it actually was. And I'll explain this in a second here, what this thing is. It's like a swiping sword thing. I'll show you. So, it was very awesome. And I loved the message of it, which obviously, yeah, Disney and Pixar always manage to pull at your heartstrings and all that. So we got to get one more key here before we go to the boss. But, yeah, so, like, the way that a tweet is sent out, you know, the way that everyone has their own little emoticons and whatnot, their little, like, characters that float around and do stuff. And it was pretty funny as well. It was cool to see Disney poking fun at itself with the way, like, because they're like, oh, we have to go to a family-friendly forum thing. And they're like, oh, well, I guess we'll go to the only place that we know to go to, and it's a Disney-related thing. And it's got, like, Iron Man flying around and stormtroopers and stuff. And they showcased that in the trailers and whatnot. And for some reason, I'm so tired. I'm just like, ugh. And I don't want to get a coffee, because then I'm going to be up all night. And that's when I know I sound really old. But like, so I sound really old right there. But then I will be up all night and not like, oh, I usually go to bed at 9 p.m. and then I'll be up till 11. Like, no, I'll be up till like 5 in the morning. If I have a coffee at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm just wired. Absolutely wired the whole night. So, yeah, probably shouldn't do that. As much as I would love to, as much as I would love the energy to do that. Do I need the energy? No. I have to fly out tomorrow. I'm going to, no, I think I can talk about it now. At this point, since this video won't go up for a little while, going to like a game studio to preview a game that is coming out eventually. It's not a Nintendo thing. It's a thing. So I'm probably not even gonna do a playthrough of it, but yeah, it's a thing that was requested of me from Beyond the Brick to do. So I have to fly to Canada tomorrow. Ugh. Every year, I'm like, all right, after a certain month of the year, I'm done. I'm not flying anywhere. I'm not doing anything. Everyone leave me alone. I don't want to go anywhere. Just, I want to stay local, and I want to hang out with people, and I can't cross this gap for the life of me here, apparently. But, like, I want to do all that, and, like, it's just like, then this thing comes up, and that thing, and there, oh, here's this cool opportunity. Oh, you want to go try this thing? Go for it. Yeah, do that. And, like, what am I going to say? No. Like, I have to. I have to go and do these things. And that's, like, another, like, I got all this crazy stuff happening. And, like, I just want to sit at home and do nothing. And, like, not even record videos. I just want to build a Lego set. Like, I wanted to build the Ideas Treehouse and the Buyer's House from Stranger Things. I want to build those two and put them in the background here for fall time. But I haven't had the opportunity to because I'm so busy with everything. And it's like, man, why is this the way as this is? So, you know? But, all right. So, this thing here, this thing is a sword-swiping animation sort of thing from a figure I got, a toy I got, and it is actually a toy. It's not like Lego I can justify as not being a toy. It is a toy. But this is a Nenodoroid, which is Nendoroid, I think is how you spell it, if you look it up. And a lot of their human-like figures are very chibi looking, you know, very big eyes and big heads and whatnot. But they came out with a Kirby a long time ago. And the Kirby actually looks really cool, and it looks just like a standard Kirby. It doesn't actually look like a chibi-ified version of Kirby. So that's why I got it. And then they had a Meta Knight many months ago, and they actually put it out of circulation, and it recently got a reprint. So as I will show you right here, I have this Meta Knight, and it's really cool. And it's cool for a couple of reasons. So that looks like normal Meta Knight, right? It doesn't look like a chibi-ified version of Meta Knight, which is why I really like it. The cool aspect, though, is, like, the wings obviously move in the background here, but this whole thing, Meta Knight's blue body, is magnetic. So you can change the position of the arms to wherever you want to, and it sticks. And then you can make it so it looks like he's running like that, and it's so smooth onto the body here. And then it comes with, like, a little stand that he can sit in, so, like, it looks like he's kind of flying and all that. And so there's a sword there, and you can swap out the arms and the swords and all that. And this guy's really easy. I actually take no damage when defeating this boss here. You can equip this onto here, and it looks like he's swiping his sword, like the animation for it. So it's pretty cool, and there's, like, a stand for the swiping animation itself. So, yeah, or not, yeah, basically, like, the swiping animation is what I would call it. Yeah, so it looks like that. So, and then, yeah, it falls off because it's too heavy. But, yeah, there is a stand for it, so there you go. So I got it. It's really cool. I got it. I ordered it, like, months ago, so I finally ended up getting it. But, yeah, I think this is the only boss that I actually defeat without taking any damage at all. Very, very easy. Yeah, and I would use the easy button, but it's actually out of battery still. I've had it, like, the batteries died in it a little while ago. See, it doesn't actually do anything. But I gotta get that replaced. But nothing ever has AAA batteries in it. It's always AA. So, like, this takes AAA. right? Yeah, AAA. Okay, cool. I'm like, it looked like a little bit like AA. It was a little bit thicker. I'm like, is it actually Yeah, it is AAA. So there you go. And obviously got a heart container here. We'll get ourselves out of here, and we will make our way to the next dungeon eventually. So, yeah, I am excited for, I guess, this trip to Canada. It's very, like, I got a lot of these places that, like, I end up going. I don't really have a desire to go. I just end up going. Well, there's a harp, so there's that for you. You know, it's just whatever. It's what I mean. Canada's cool. I'll steal all the maple syrup they got, but that's very generalistic of me. You know, I don't want to be that guy. There's a surf harp, so yeah, play a little harpity harp. There you go. So make sure you clear your screens here. Put your hand over your eyes if you're watching this at night on your TV, tablet, phone, whatever. It's blinding white light time. Bay. You must go to the bay. Go. The road goes into the bay. So, with that being said, I want to thank you guys and girls for listening, watching, tuning in, and meowing it out with me as always for this post-play commentary edition of Link's Awakening in the Tall, Tall Heights. I'll see you again next time when we head to our next dungeon in the game. So, in the meantime, peace out. Bye.